Hello family and friends, it's Rob the Sapper Gardener representing Essayons Family Garden, and we want to welcome you back to our channel. And today we're going to do a follow-up to a previous video. We mentioned doing a worm composting bucket system that we saw on our friend Sidney and Tory's channel early last year, and we saw it and right away we were interested in it. We use worm composting tubes in some of our garden beds, and we just thought this would be a bigger and better way to do it. Everything has pros and cons, so before you think about doing it, make sure it's right for your garden. I think it'll be right for ours. So we filmed this over 2 days because we're always multitasking out in the garden, and hopefully you guys see it and you can take something good from it. So let us show you what we're doing. So for years we've been using a worm composting tube to help break down our garden waste. It's very simple. We took some PVC pipes, we drilled holes in it, and we drove it down into our garden beds, and they work pretty well. They have been pretty successful. We drop our garden waste down in there. The holes allow water and worms to get in and out, and I think they've been pretty successful. One drawback to this system: you can put food waste in there, but if you put food waste in there, you run the risk of attracting predators who want to try to dig down in there, or birds trying to get down in there, getting trapped, turning into waste products too. Or you can get a cap to put over there, which is one of the things we tried doing, but with the heat it expands, it contracts. Sometimes they're hard to get off or hard to get on, so we stopped doing that. But we think the bucket system is going to work better. So, hey Mr. B. So we're going to try Sidney's DIY worm composting bucket and see if that will work better for us in our garden. And these buckets we're going to clean out. And this is a trick. We've been making worm towers or worm holes in our garden beds for years, and we've got buckets out the yin yang. We buy stuff that we use up, and then we've got all these buckets left over, like this one, because we like to buy stuff in bulk. This had snake repellent in it, so we're going to wash them out good. We're going to drill some holes in the bottom, a few holes in the side, so that worms can get in, and any materials that we put in to be composted down, it can drain out into our garden beds. So we got 2 in, we got about 20 more to go, but they're pretty simple. We dug out the wire mesh that we were using, and the wire mesh is good for throwing in plants and stuff, but not scraps so much. And as the soil breaks down and it breaks down, the wire mesh, which we just took out, just started to fill in and defeated the purpose. But these buckets won't fill in, but they'll still let everything out. So the buckets are in. We made sure, hopefully you can see it, to leave the air holes above soil level. We'll try to keep doing that so that some air can get in and help the composition and decomposition process. Occasionally we'll just take these lids off and we'll water it in addition to opening it to add in scraps. And this will be good because now we can put some food waste in there and not have to worry so much about predators getting in or being attracted. And if we have to, these lids lock down, so it'll be hard for a predator to just come and open that. If we do start having problems, we did leave these handles on, and we can figure a way to pry the lids down or hold the lids down a little better. Yeah, we got wasps everywhere. So we like wasps. We know they can be a beneficial in the garden, but they can also be a pest. So we may have to put up a few wasp traps, but that's probably unnecessary aside. So yeah, we'll make sure that these are secure, and we think these will work great for us in our garden. So you can probably hear my neighbor over there power washing his driveway, so I decided to come inside our greenhouse. And again, we think the DIY worm composting buckets will work for us once we get some scraps in. We'll observe it over time. They work great for Sidney and their garden, so I don't see any reason why they won't work great for us. So we still got tons more work to do. We're going to sow onions around our garden beds that won't have peas in them, and around some of our fruit trees. We like to put onions and garlic around the fruit trees. They're supposed to help deter some pest insects, and they're usually easy to harvest. So time to get back to work. So again, thanks Sidney and Tory for the idea of the composting buckets. As always, we want to say God bless our great country America. You, wherever you reside around the world, your garden, your harvest, your kitchen, your meals, and especially your family, to have health, success, and prosperity during these troubling times. Take care. Sapper out.